Hey everyone, so I wanted to do this update to talk about the recent Canon G7X Mark III firmware update 1.1.0 that Canon have released over a week ago. So the update itself was to fix the issue on the G7Xs where the autofocus wasn't working properly when people were moving. The firmware update only addresses that one issue. There's nothing else that is included in the firmware update, which is kind of disappointing. However, there is rumored to be another firmware update that Cinema 5D and that are reporting on, which I'll also get into at the end of the video. So I'm just going to read what the actual press release was for the firmware update. I'll link this in the description down below, and I'll also link down the firmware update as well. So, to users of the PowerShot G7X Mark III, improve video autofocus performance with new firmware update. In response to feedback from customers about the recently launched PowerShot G7X Mark III, Canon has released a firmware update that improves video autofocus speed, accuracy, and subject detection performance. Firmware version 1.1.0 incorporates the following enhancement. A new mode for Movie Servo AF has been added. Autofocus characteristics for Movie Servo AF can be set to Mode 1, 2, or Disable. Mode 1, which is with firmware version 1.1.0. This mode supports quick and responsive autofocus. Use this autofocus mode when you want the camera to be sensitive to tracking the subject or for situations when the photographer is moving, such as shooting while walking. Mode number 2, which I'm currently using right now to record this video because this is actually why you would use Mode 2. They say Mode 2 current with firmware version 1.0.1. This mode supports smooth and natural autofocus when shooting movies. Use this mode when shooting landscapes or subjects with little or no movement. This update will be freely available for all customers to download from your local Canon website from the 24th of October 2019. So I guess the good thing here is that they are listening to people's gripes, people's issues with the camera itself. Unfortunately, doesn't address the fact that we don't have a fix for the 4K overheating issue that a lot of people are reporting. I've also come across that issue as well. But Cinema 5D and a couple of other websites are reporting that by the end of the year, Canon are going to be releasing a firmware update, another firmware update for the G7X. So basically they're saying that the Canon is to include 24p, also known as 23.98 frames per second movie mode via update to recently launched EOS and PowerShot cameras. So as you read through the article, which I'll link down in the description as well, they basically go on about how the EOS cameras, in which Canon originally did just 24p recording. So they've already released an update for full HD and 4K Ultra HD resolutions, starting with the EOS 90D and EOS RP in late October, followed by the PowerShot G7X Mark III, G5X Mark II, and the EOS M6 Mark II. So again, that's going to come by December, they're hoping. But as I said, there's no reports of fixing the 4K overheating issue. I'm not even sure if they can fix that via a software update or if it's to do with the hardware itself on the camera. Let me know down below in the comments section if you've come across the heating issue. I know that I have a couple of times. Anyway, so now I'm going to do some testing with the different modes for autofocus that they've released in the firmware update. So this is currently with mode 2 on the camera, just to show the tracking, the focusing. Not sure how it's going to work. It's probably all going to work fine. Let's do some motion capture. Okay, so now here is mode 1, which is to do with the recent firmware update. So here is mode 1. Walking around and talking with it. Again, let's do some movement. Hopefully I can get enough movement so you can actually see the focus working quicker. If not, I'll redo it. So that does it pretty quick there. Here's mode 2. So as you can see, it's taking some time to get autofocus on my face, low light, and it finally hits the actual face itself. And here's mode 1, which is the new mode with the firmware update. There's mode 1. As you can see, it's a lot quicker on the actual face than what mode 2 was. Mode 2 took a lot of time to actually focus on the face. It would focus right now. This one's actually done pretty well on mode 1, so it's a lot quicker. So yeah, there you go. There's a quick demo of the actual autofocus between mode 1 and 2. And here's, just for fun, here's autofocus disabled. So this is actually autofocus disabled, which is actually quicker and better than mode 2. Let me just try that again. Autofocus disabled. Looks like it's a lot better than mode 2. Yeah, not entirely sure why that would be. If you know, again, leave a comment down in the description and tell me why autofocus is better when it's disabled than when it's used on mode 2. And there's your low light into light. So don't forget to like this video if you liked it. And if you didn't like it, just, you know what to do the thumbs down and leave a comment down below what I can improve on it. Also, subscribe, because I will be releasing some other videos later down the track of like the cages that you can buy for the G7X Mark III for the microphones, attachments that you can buy for them, and also the UV filter attachments that you can buy now for the G7X Mark III. So don't forget to like and subscribe,